Thank you. This is the redevelopment commission meeting that was held in June. And so what we're going to do first is do roll call.
Mayor Grant,
Present.
Sydney Mason,
Here.
Kayla Carnahan,
Here.
Chris Gaylor, Tim Kimple,
Here.
Sharon Nagel, Jeff Crane, and I'm Deputy Clerk Mickey Hubbard.
Okay, thank you. Mickey's passed out the minutes from the last meeting. If we just take a minute here to look over them. I haven't done that yet. Okay, do I have a motion? Has everybody had a chance to look at it? Hey Larry, have you seen them?
Nope.
Who made a motion for this meeting? I make a motion to approve the minutes from 6/8/26.
Okay, motion, do I have a second?
I can't vote on all those in here.
You were here?
If you give me just a second, finish reading. I think I'm good.
Is that a second?
Yep.
It's been it's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Under old business, we had any update on the trespassing sign, Tim?
I
Were
need
you
to
able
put
to?
them up. I need to put up the new ones I haven't yet.
This is for one cable lane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think just as the entrance when you're coming in that little alley, there would be a good, once you cross into our property. We talked last time about the TIF money. When we've had it budgeted, it can be encumbered. We discussed that. We are sponsoring the 2 modules for the school training. I was supposed to check with the school administration about seeing what we could do to help get teachers certified to be teaching the dual level courses. How could we make that happen? How could we be a good partner with that? Because money from the TIF funds, a certain percentage of that can be used for further education. So we thought that would be a good thing. Basically everybody was on vacation. And so we'll start up this month and reach out to them. What did you find out about the mowing?
So he did mow. He had the first one he said was because he did completed on June 13th. He said he had to mow it a little higher because it was really thick and tall this time. So that was, let's see. Like I said, that was June 13th. He is getting us the invoice because I know we did get that submitted. He'll get that this week to us. And then he was just asking me when we wanted to do it again. I know that we talked about having it be
Quarterly?
or not, monthly through right now or something. I know we didn't make a final decision on that.
Based on need, I think too. If it rains more, we don't want it getting knee high for sure. I haven't been out there to check. Is anybody?
I haven't been out there probably in the last 2-ish weeks. It's probably getting close, I would say, in the next week or so, if it's probably going to be knee high. And I think he said he would do it for $300 then monthly from then on. So $800 for the first and then $300, as long as we didn't let it get it to be as where it was at this as bad as last time. Or you know what I mean,
I'll go ahead and make the motion, have him go ahead and do it in August.
beginning of August.
Okay, second,
I'll second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Yeah, I think we want to stay on top of it.
Okay.
HWC is working on the agreements for how we can market the availability of Cable One. And so they are putting together a package. It is going to come under the original cost. I don't have that original cost right yet, but they have sent me the information on outlining how much it's going to cost for phase one. And so I'll share that at the next meeting, or I'll send it out to you and then we can discuss it at the next meeting. But I think originally it was going to be, I don't know.
No, 15 or 19?
No, it's going to be more than that. I think it was like 37
I don't.
or 57. I can't remember. Darn it. But he was saying that the price is coming down.
I think 19 was the first phase
Right.
session, or I think 19 was the first phase.
No, he was just saying that the estimated cost is coming down. So that was a good thing. And so I will send out,
That's good, because there's a lot of things that's already done or are in the process of being done when they.
right, and I think Brian took care of a lot of that stuff back when it was getting ready to be sold a year or so ago, that HWC wanted us to make sure the basic groundwork to make sure that property's ready to go.
I'm not sure why it would cost much money.
There's a whole list there's different phases that they were
Is
saying,
that the engineering work, Cindy?
That's,
engineering and
Engineering work for
marketing and
For
just,
the stormwater, the streets, the sidewalks?
no,
it's the whole marketing package, period.
Just go hire a realtor, they'll do it for free. Why are you hiring HWC to do that?
do you have an engineering degree? Or you
You
like,
just told me it wasn't for the engineering.
Well, it is part of it for the engineering piece of it,
I don't have.
but there's
Okay,
more,
I'm sorry, because you did just say it wasn't for the engineering. I'm sorry.
not just that,
If it's
not
for the
just
that was
that.
my question. Is this for the engineering? That would make much more sense.
Well, and that's why we went with HWC, which is an engineering firm.
Okay.
So they're gonna lay out the sidewalks and the drainage?
I don't think they're gonna lay out, they're gonna,
the big thing they are doing is putting it together, presenting it in an engineering form too, and send it out there to the different the contractors that they're gonna look at.
so the
That's just-
contractor
that's
doesn't
just
come back
part
to
of it.
us and say, where are your water lines? How far are they going? Where is the easement? All that stuff, and I think you've done some of that
For
in
the
the city.
engineering plan.
For
The engineering plan's not till like phase 3.
Okay.
That's when somebody says, yeah, I'd be interested in it, because this is what we presented to him. Potential, so then they say, okay, we're interested in this, and that's where the true engineering part gets into it. So that's generally about phase 3.
And we can decide in the
Well,
package
you have to keep
which
keep in
pieces we
mind, I
want.
think what you're referring to is the Alta survey that's been done, the environmental work that's been done, and some of those pieces. Anybody new coming onto this land will have to do their own. Now, they'll be reassured because it's already been done, and basically they can look at that and say, okay, it's clean environmentally, this report says that, here's the survey, so I know exactly what I'm buying. But, any developer that buys this is gonna have to redo that, because to get their financing, those reports will have to be conducted by that person.
And he is also a developer. I mean, that is his experience. Besides being an engineer, and that's his piece in HWC. So, yes. I don't have the paperwork in
I know, I'm
front of
trying
me.
to pull it up in the email. Because I
to
could,
go through specifically.
Also,
I mean,
they'll be
if that
handling all the
amount of
bids.
money includes some engineering, that sounds perfectly reasonable, but I don't know.
Is 100% of it engineering and right in phase one? No. But as you get in phase two, you're getting into the engineering part of it. They're also putting together the bid process to send it out to different developers and saying, hey, this is what we have. What ideas do you have? And they're going to ask specific questions
Here's
that you got to be an engineer with.
the difference. There's two different ways to do this. What I see you doing is perfectly fine with me, but what I see you doing is you're paying somebody to put it out for sale,
Mhm.
whether it sells or not.
That's not
Okay.
correct.
You said they're putting together a big package.
They're going to be overseeing the big package. They're putting together a package for us. And
Okay?
part of that is going to have some engineering. Is all the engineering going to be? No. Is part of it is? Yes.
And we can pick and
Yeah.
choose what we want to pay for. We can pick and choose what
Oh, okay.
parts of phases that we
It's
want to buy.
it's the same thing that Williamsport has done, Fowler,
What does Williamsport use it for?
over there on the subdivisions.
I don't know about
What
those.
subdivision?
They're planning subdivision over there.
You know what I sold?
No.
Okay. A new one, a different one?
Yeah.
Something else?
it's,
Same
Well, I'll
thing-
tell
same
you
thing
what,
with
I will
Oxford
send
and
out the
Fowler.
information that
We're
we
talking
have
about
received.
the Crestline Development Project.
No, I'm not talking about the apartment building.
We're talking about the houses on the same parcel
No,
as, that is the current ready project in Williamsport.
no.
Okay?
it says, this is, I won't, I can forward this on to you. I don't have, I'm sure that we can. It's not a problem. It says, so for detailed scope of services for phase one, they have it listed as project initiation and due diligence. And then it's got 11 different things that will go into phase one.
That have been done. A lot of them have been
Okay.
done already and checked
That sounds
off, so
good.
we're not paying for that.
Sounds good, Taylor.
So that's phase one. And then phase two was developer selection. And then that kind of went into kind of like maybe what you were talking about, maybe. It said preparing requests for proposals with the RFP. And then they'll review and draft it. I'm kind of, again, that one had 9 different ones. And then phase 3 was the pre-development approvals. And then it broke it. Oh, and then phase 4, construction, monitoring, and project closeout. And I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, that I think they said that if there was something on there that we didn't want to do or that we already had done, because I think Eric had something, then the prices obviously would change according to what we already had. And then like the construction monitoring and project closeout, I don't know if that's something we would want. I am not sure, but it broke the prices down along with that. And it also had optional services as well. So it was like a maximum amount.
I think some of that sounds real good. Again, Tim, I do disagree with you. I think what she's saying, what it sounds like to me is you are paying HWC to sell this property, to list this property, to prepare a bid package. And is there a guarantee that it gets sold? Or do you get your money back if it doesn't get sold? Therein lies my question.
Well, I guess my question is, Brian, when you sat on the redevelopment commission and we looked at purchasing that, you was one of the key people that mentioned about doing this with HWC.
No. No, I never recommended HWC to do this. I think you could do this much cheaper. I mean, I'm not against it. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm against it. I'm just asking you your question here. This big package thing, the thing about it that concerns me is I don't hear what the number is. I don't know what the number. It's $1,000, no big deal, but I'm hearing numbers of 19 and 57 for them to develop this, and and some of it sounds very good. But I don't see why you would pay someone to put a bid package together when you can get that done for free.
I don't
And once
think
it
you get,
sells,
I don't,
Then if it sells, then you pay a person. But I'm real curious to see, these are engineers, okay? And there's always a hesitancy to pay a realtor. I'm really curious to see what an engineer is charging to do a sales job. That would be my question.
Well, like we want to be transparent so everybody knows what we're doing. And so that's why we're sharing all this information in the process that we went through to get here. We've got property and we want to make sure that we get the best deal for it. And we don't know for sure
Right.
what is the best development for Cable One and what's going to work best. And this is what we've got. And we want to bring in people that are legitimate buyers for what we want for that area. And so, as like I said, when they said you only have to pay for what service you actually want, it's a la carte. And so that's why we're going that routine.
And I think that sounds good, and nobody wants to see that property used more than me.
I know.
And I think that's fantastic. I'm just telling you, I have some concerns about this particular process.
Well, and that's noted. Put that in the notes, Mick. Because we need to say that. I mean,
Yeah, this
that we're getting the best bang for the money.
this process just didn't start this meeting. This has been going on
Oh, I know.
since last fall.
I agree. I know that you've been working on it.
So,
Because, again,
And it's not going to be, they picked favorites or they had this person to do it because they're in the mix or whatever.
I'm not concerned about that.
No, well, I'm saying that we want to be aboard and do the professional way, and this was the best that was presented to us, when we could pick and choose what service we wanted.
one of the things that they're looking at, and they've already started that, is reaching out to Mark Little, how that ties into his property with Harrison Steel on the outside of the golf course, of the potential there. So
I understand. Here, I'll wrap up my concern. Engineering, HWC, great choice, fine, no problem with that. The rest of this puzzle, there are other people that can do this for you faster and cheaper. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
You should know that.
And I think that it maybe is worth us looking at it to see, hey, is there, like what we were talking about before with the a la carte thing, hey, who could help us do this a little bit
And
better?
Your bid process thing may very well be fine, but I would look at those details.
And there is a lot, I mean, there's
What's it
a,
cost?
yeah.
What happens if nobody makes a bid? What happens if you don't accept any of them?
So what recommendations do you have, Brian?
That I would review those a la carte items
well, yeah, and that's what we'll do.
and
And I think they have been very
No,
upfront
you said,
because
no,
they
you said that
said,
there's other options, other things to do besides going with
well, most of that
HWC.
due diligence could be done by yourself or a city employee or a good realtor or any of those people. I mean, it doesn't take much to hire a surveyor.
well, and that's why they're saying
Doesn't
some of
take
this
much.
is not going to have to be done.
Yeah, okay,
So they've already said that.
okay.
They're not going to double bill us for something that's been done.
And I think what Brian's saying is that when you have these when they're doing your subcontracting, they're gonna charge you a rate to call and schedule a surveyor when it costs, I would volunteer my time to do it, or a city employee is already on the clock doing it.
Well, and I understand that, Leslie, and I'm just thinking when they said you don't need to do that, I feel more comfortable using them.
Yeah, but they're, I mean, the surveyor
Because it's-
needs something that would need to be done, but they're gonna charge you to just hire one.
I wouldn't do a survey or an environmental here because they've already been done. But the person buying it they'll have to do one. Probably what they'll do is to call the person that did it the last time and pay him $1,000 to update it with their name on it.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, so don't do a survey, don't do an environmental.
Right, and that's already,
And that's what you said earlier.
they've checked that off. You don't need to do that. So I think that they are being professional
And
and
I'm pretty sure I sent that either to them or
you did, Brian.
someone. Okay. all
You
right,
did.
all right.
So anyway, we'll get more information on that out.
I am excited to see that. I didn't mean to be negative there. It came out negative. I didn't mean that. I'm excited about the project. I'm a little concerned about some of the things you're working on with HWC is all I'm saying.
I think it's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's about where we stand. They did their presentation, the annual TIF presentation at the last meeting. And so we're moving along with that. Does anybody have any other business?
I just want to piggyback on the money that we gave the school for those modulars. Right now, there's 2 programs in the state. One's Martinsville School Corporation. They use the first. And it's a great program because it introduces the kids to vocational programs. That's like their 2nd or 3rd year that they've done it. I was down there a couple weeks ago. And it's a good thing. It's going to help school a lot. It's going to give the kids more opportunities, starting them in 8th grade. 7th and 8th grade. So just want to, if some people wonder what that is or so forth.
I think we're all in it together.
Yep.
You know, we're all working together for the betterment of the community, so. I have nothing else, but we will address this at the next meeting, at the August meeting.
I was gonna say, is that something that, will Brian be able to be at the next meeting to discuss more of this, I guess?
Yeah,
Okay,
he'll be here for the other meeting, so he'll be here.
okay, perfect.
Cool.
Brian's done.
Do you anticipate, I mean, do you anticipate changing the zoning on that? Because now might be the time to do that, while we're doing the UDO. I don't know that R1 is incorrect for that parcel.
But it could be like an R2 or an R3.
I'm assuming you were discussing subdividing this and selling off single-family homes.
No,
We hadn't taken anything off the table.
You haven't taken anything off the table. Well, then it doesn't make sense to change zoning if you don't know what you're going to do.
That was kind of another reason we started with HWC, was because with them, we wanted to be able, I say market, but to be able to market to a developer that may want to put condos in, somebody that might want to do single family homes. There was nothing that I personally didn't feel like we were saying
And by
no.
condos, you mean 1 or 2 story.
Patio.
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 Just
Yes.
checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah. And I think that we were all open to hearing anything,
Yeah. I think
right?
that's-
Is that wrong?
Yeah, from that aspect, yes. So I think the only thing we's really not excited about would be apartments or multifamily back here.
Yeah. I mean, I-
No,
I get
no,
condos.
Yeah,
no.
well, that question got asked.
No, but nobody has talked about
Yeah.
that. Let's make that really
No.
super
Yeah.
clear.
No, I wouldn't be supportive of that.
Yeah.
I've always thought single-family residences, that's what I've been working on there for 4 years. I just couldn't get over the hump of the infrastructure costs.
And that's kind of where,
My clients could not get over that.
Yeah. and also that's why HWC is gonna bring in the table an aspect of, they can look at it and go, hey, you can divide this by, 1/3 of a lot, 1/3 of an acre, or however many to get the most into that. And like I said, it's grown to now to tie it into Mark Little's and also Harrison Steele. So,
I think our thought has been that housing has been an issue in Attica. We know that from 2016 that we need more housing. And I think the city has addressed that through Shepherd Landing and through the apartments that we have coming up over here on 6th Street. But one population group that we hadn't looked at was the senior population that have resources. Instead of moving to Lafayette with their disposable income, keeping them here. And they're very active, they're very involved with the community, but they want to downsize. And there's no place that is looking to provide nice housing for them. And that was one thing that we've been looking at. Does that mean a single home or does that mean a patio condo? And what's going to work best there? I don't know. And that was one reason that we were branching out, saying we want to hear from developers. And I know most developers are going to say where I get the most money. We're not naive, but I want to compare the options of single family versus very nice patio condos, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car garages, where, the maintenance is maintained. We have people in this community that we've lost already, and how do we stop that? And so that's one area that I think the city has not addressed yet. that's still on the table, and that's a nice place just because of the location, to go with something like that. So,
Was one of the things that HWC looking at, was it the ingress and egress?
Yeah.
And not just the
right,
existing lane.
Right.
Weren't they looking at tying it into Marshall's
Yes.
property?
yes,
I think that would be huge to get that.
yes,
Might solve part of their zoning issue.
Yeah.
The real challenge there, infrastructure cost, zoning. The road would help maybe with the zoning quite a bit, at least less resistance.
yeah, that's probably one of the number one things that they started looking at and addressing.
I just don't, my concern is how attractive that's gonna be to a developer with single-family homes or patio condos. You're looking at, in the ballpark of about 14 units. And can they pay for that? And keep the price of the home good. Another concern with spending money on it, until you answer that question, it's a simple question. Is it gonna pencil for that developer?
Right,
So to me, that's really the only obstacle here.
and that's one reason that HWC was attracted to, is because there is a developer on that team looking at this, in addition to engineers. So I do like that aspect of it. So,
Okay.
anything else? How we doing on, oh, you guys have got a break. Well, our next meeting will be, what, August the 10th
I believe so.
at 5? So I'm double checking.
Yes.
Okay, nothing else, and we're adjourned.
Quick meeting. No. I understand that using the end of the year to do a good job.
At the top in the stream. Yes, there you go. And you'll have to press it again. Click end.
Doing all right, Larry?
Sorry, I have
Yeah.
to go down.
They developed rough
Just
what they
excited
wanted to see.